Hello and welcome to the 2022 Lone Star Conference Basketball Media Days. This is Justin Pomplin for the Lone Star Conference. Thank you for joining us today. We're here with UAFS head men's basketball coach Jim Boone as part of the LSC Basketball Online Media Days. Coach, talk a little bit about how the fall practice and early season practices have gone.
You know, Justin, what I would say is first and foremost that I really love our group. I love our group. I love that how they have embraced themselves in the process of working every day to get better, of really focusing in on that day, of our culture being in place, the leadership that we have, the character that we have. You know, we try to do everything we do in our program based upon our pillars: hard work, toughness, passion, unity. And this group has exemplified those in our early season workouts like no other group we've had. I think that in large part has a lot to do with the three guys we have here today for you to visit with. They really they're everything that's right about college basketball. They've been very loyal to our institution. They understand our program. You know, I think a big part of building a program, a big part of the process is getting the right best guys, and they certainly are the right best guys. So our work here in the fall has been really good. It has us excited to crank up with practice this week for real, and looking forward to the journey ahead.
All right, who are some of the key returners or new faces you're looking to count on this season, especially with the departures of Matthew and CJ?
Well, first and foremost, I'd say two of the guys that we have here today, Courtney Murrell and Evan Anderson, they are two of the most fierce competitors that I've had an opportunity to coach in quite some time. They have certainly set the tone of practice and how we want to go about that in our early season workouts. And then you add the third member that we have here today, Daryl Mcelrath. I think all three of those guys have something like 14 years of collegiate experience under their belt. You've got, I mentioned again about the three of them and being everything right that's about college basketball. You know, Evan is a fourth-year junior, is nearly a 4.0 student. Courtney is a fifth-year senior, a 3.0 plus student. Daryl is a fifth-year senior, a 3.0 plus student. So they've done not only an outstanding job of representing our program and what we're all about, but they've done a great job in all the other avenues here at the university. And I think that's a big key for us. You know, in college basketball, we're all trying to get old and to stay old, to have veteran players, to have experience. And you're looking at these three young men, and then a few guys that kind of flew under the radar, so to speak. You know, Drew Miller, who ended up starting when Evan was injured last year at the end of the season, and during that period of time averaged in double figures and shot over 50% from the field. David Akese, who I think had something like 14 or 15 starts last year as a junior. So those two guys have a ton of experience with the three that I've already mentioned. And then you add to that Cam Bush, who is, I don't know that I've ever had, in my coaching career, I don't know if I've ever had two guards that we have in Courtney and Cam that are as good a complementary duo and embrace those roles to make our team better, as those two guys have been for this team. And they're both outstanding defensive players as well. So when you say about we lost two great players. Matthew Wilson and C.J. Rollins, they're both playing overseas, doing a great job for their respective teams. They had great careers here. They had phenomenal years last year. They helped us break through, in terms of our conference play last year and earning a home tournament game. So I don't know that you replace them with any one player, but what I feel like is the biggest attribute we have is our experience, and that we've got veterans and we've got a great group of competitors, guys that really want to go compete, and they've understood how to do that on a day-to-day basis.
In addition to the players you just mentioned, also coming back, Peyton Brown, who averaged over 20 points a game as a freshman 2 seasons ago. What do you expect from him this year?
Well, I'm excited about Peyton, but I'm really excited about our entire recruiting class. We went out and tried to fill some immediate needs, and so bringing Peyton back obviously helps us in a scoring mode. But the additions of Connor Slater. Connor was a very effective player in this league, going down the last 10, 12 games of the season last year. At his previous institution, he averaged about 16 points a game in Lone Star Conference play. Jackson Ingram, who is a very highly sought-after post player at Murray State, has joined us this year and will be just a sophomore. And then Faraha, the young man we have that is a Rwanda native that transferred here from Abilene Christian, has been really, really good here in the early going. So those 4 guys have really bolstered our roster, and particularly, I just feel like with the addition of the new guys we have, with the experience that we have been able to accumulate, and how this is a group that has really, I hate to keep using that word, but it's the best word I can think of that really epitomizes what I'm trying to say here. They have embraced the process. They have embraced our philosophy. They have embraced our culture. They understand the importance of those values, and so I think we're deeper than we've ever been. We're more experienced than we've ever been, and as a group, we're more talented than we've ever been since our arrival to UAFS.
So would you kind of say, you kind of touched on it a little bit there, would you say experience is going to be one of the biggest keys to your success this year?
I don't think there's any doubt that experience and our ability to apply that in our league and in our season. And to this point, our guys have done very well with that. Well, how do you do that? You stay true to who we are. You stay true to the process. This is a game of possessions. We want to play every possession to the best of our ability. Whether it's an offensive possession or a defensive possession, we want to maximize that possession. And we don't want to get caught up in scoreboards and elevator music and all the clutter out there, all the side noise. We just got to stay focused on us and who we are and the process that this team has been able to go through and will continue to go through. Those are the most important keys for us.
Now the season is less than a month away. You open the season against Black Hill State, faced them to begin last year. This team made the Final Four a year ago. Is there any extra emotion or motivation starting off the season with such a big game?
We respect each and every opponent on our schedule. The absolute toughest game on our schedule is the next game we have. And so Black Hills is our next game. So right now, that's the toughest team on our schedule, and that's where our focus is in our preseason, what we have to do to get our team ready to compete, because it's about us first and foremost, and then understanding that's our first opportunity to go out and play. They're a good team. Obviously, they're a very good team to have accomplished what they did last season and going to the Elite Eight, Final Four, national title game. or semifinal game to they're much like us. I have a great amount of respect for their team, their coaching staff, how they go about putting their team together. They've got a great group of guys that play really, really hard. We've been fortunate that in this Lone Star Rocky Mountain Challenge, we've been able to split with them. So this is a big game for us in that regard. But the most important factor about this game is it's going to tell us a lot about us and what we need to do moving forward, which was really essentially what we achieved from last year's game. It really helped us dive deeper into the things that we needed to do better to be a good basketball team. And I think that if you're going to go through any adversity, you need to learn from that. And when we went through a little bit of adversity there last season to open up the year, our team really garnered a ton out of that. And so, I think that's a great game for us, regardless of the outcome of the game. And certainly we want to do everything in our power to be successful in it. But regardless of the outcome, it's a great way for us to start our season.
And speaking of moving forward, you're going to play 22 Lone Star Conference games this season. How much of a grind is that going to be to play 22 conference games?
Hey, that's how many they give us. That's how many we want to go play, and we want to be the absolute best we can be in each and every one of those games. We'll take them one at a time.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
No, we're just excited about this season, and again, I can't say it enough how much I love our group and how hard they're working. And I know everybody's working hard this time of the year, but this group has exceeded my expectations with that. So we're chomping at the bit to get started.
All right, thank you, Coach Boone, for joining us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
We are now joined by players Daryl Mcelrath, Courtney Murrell, and Evan Anderson. Guys, what are some of the things you worked on over the offseason to get better? I'll leave this open to any of you.
Personally, just trying to figure out what my role would be coming back this year, what I can do best to help this team get to where we want to get.
To add on to that, just staying in shape, always conditioning, just trying to keep my body up to par.
Just trying to become a better leader, more vocal on the court, so we can, with all the new guys coming in, we can be more cohesive and elevate us to a better spot next year. Just following me.
Speaking of that, as upperclassmen, what ways can you guys be leaders for this team?
One way for sure is just leading by example, but it's always good to have that vocal leader that they can always know that he's talking, he's not just leading by example, he talks it too.
And is there anyone you have seen step up in practice, and whether it be someone new that came in or a younger player?
One I'd mention is Andrew. He's still a young dude, but he's also just stepping up a little bit day by day, just stacking them.
What are your expectations for this year's team?
Just a simple explanation is at least to get first conference play win. My first year, we got to the first round and we lost, in this past year and we lost again. So it's the first goal, but the obvious goal is to obviously win the conference, get to the NCAA tournament, and just be the best team we can be.
Simply put.
We talked about this with Coach. You opened against Black Hills State, top 25 team, made the Final Four. What kind of your guys' motivation going into that game, starting the season again with such a big game?
Like Coach said, it's the next game on our schedule, so we're just going to lock in and prepare on that pretty much.
Make sure we focus, locked into the details, knowing what we got to do, our personnel, schemes, and what we're doing going into the game.
Simple motivation is just revenge from last year. Like Coach told us earlier in the week, we was up by 6 before half, and then we ended up going down. And from then, things like fatigue and just miscommunications and like that set into play. So just making sure we can go into this game and correct all the things that we've done, do the things we worked on in practice, and just add all those things up to get us a win.
We also talked about Coach, 22-game conference season. How do you guys balance that, the grind of that long season?
Day by day, practice by practice. Just gotta keep pushing.
Take care of your body. However you can, get in that training room. Take care of your body.
making sure everyone's on the same page. Like Daryl said, coming to practice every day, get your mind right, stay focused. Can't have bad practices because having bad practice and just sets you back. Stack all the days up and get ready to get the next one.
Is there anything else any of you would like to add about this upcoming season?
I'm excited to see us go.
All right, well, thank you, Daryl, Courtney, and Evan for joining us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.